So there's still no one listening or watching, which is great. It takes all the pressure off of having to entertain people. Hey? So, boom, logo's off. Let's do this shit. We got Whiskey Wes here. We got Kevin here. We got a fucking creepy-looking robot staring at me. What more do we need to begin a show? Nothing. Right?
I'm with you.
Well, we have a very interesting show for you today, and I think I'm going to take it as an opportunity to teach my dear friends about romance. Is what we're going to have. We're going to have a little lesson of romance for Wes and Kevin.
Like a lecture.
It is a bit of a lecture. It's a bit of a Pete Talks, if you will. Yeah. It's a bit of a Pete Talks on romance.
I cannot wait.
And, it's everything you got to know. Basically, I know both you guys are, ladies' men. That's clear. You've both done well with the ladies over the years. You've had no problems, right?
But there's lots we could learn.
But an old guy that's been around the block a few times here is going to teach you a trick or two.
Like the professor.
Yeah. And I learned a few things the last couple of days. I just finished 2 complete full days of romance where I dedicated 100% of my time to nothing but romance for 2 full solid days, right?
I thought you looked lighter when I walked in.
I'm exhausted, Kevin. I'm exhausted. I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm depleted of fluids.
Need electrolytes?
And I just am holding it together by a thread because I've been on my absolute best behavior for 2 straight days. I have not fucked one thing up. Nothing.
Wow.
In 2 straight days, which I think is a record for me. Not like we're talking traffic, we're talking like packing, leaving, like getting out of the house and like leaving all that behind. All the stresses that could create tension between a husband and wife. I put them all. I just let it all just flow past me, like a leaf down the river, and just said, romance, Pete, romance. You're going to do romance this weekend. You're going to make things happen. And I tell you, I really want to go to sleep. That's all I want to do. I'm so tired. It took every ounce of my energy to do this. But I did it. I successfully did it. And I'm going to give you all the tips I can to hopefully maybe help you guys' marriages out and the marriages of people that are out there, because I think I got a few tricks I can teach everybody. But there's only one way we can get it started, Kevin.
Yep.
And you got to press that button that says theme song. Thank you. Hot crowd tonight. Welcome, everyone, to Live from the Dutch Hall, or the Dutch Hall, whatever we want to call it. You know what it is. You're at it. It's the Dutch Hall with Pete Van Dyke, and I'm your host, Pete Van Dyke. We had a great show for you planned tonight, I guess, if I can stay awake the whole time. Tonight we have returning after a long hiatus to the hall, our good friend Whiskey Wes is here. Yes. We get to finally catch up with you, Whiskey Wes. You've been busy. You've been playing gigs, I hear. You've been actually making things happen in the world of music.
Gig.
Is that your first gig post-pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're back again.
Yeah, it was a real barn burner.
Yeah. It's like it's the reuniting. It's like the reuniting. It's happening again. Crown Line is out there again, available for hire, I hear.
Yep.
Yeah, and looking for guitar
lots of availability.
Excellent. That's just like my comedy career, Wes. We're both taking lots of bookings. I have every date open. except for one day. If you want to see me get berated by a bunch of drunks in Hamilton, you can go to the Galley Pump on November 2nd, I think it's a Thursday. You can see me a headline there, which is quote-unquote headline, which means I'm the last guy to go up after the crowd's been the most drunk and the most rowdy.
Oh.
And they will probably be the most belligerent to me. And all of my friends that booked me for this will have a nice laugh at my expense. If you'd like to witness that, go to the Galley Pump. I think it's a free show because no one would pay for that. That's my one ad for a show coming up, Wes. Anyways, and also we have with us, as always, the man running the board, who wasn't here for David Green, which is why I sounded bad, apparently, according to the listeners. Kevin Van Dungeon, everyone. You know, it sounds like an insult, though, but it's not. It's a compliment. It's a great compliment. Because when you're not here, the panic is there. It sets in. I start to second-guess myself, press buttons I'm not supposed to blindly.
When you're thinking, you're stinking, my man.
Yeah, that's right. So, anyways, we missed you on the David Green show.
That was a good one, though.
A couple weeks ago. Oh, thank you. It was nice to have him here. But it's good to have you back again. And also, the person that's here filling out the foursome is, as always, the man that I created in effigy of my friend Dave Charters, but has turned out to be a huge thorn in my side. Robot Dave, everyone.
Thanks a lot, Pete.
Robot Dave has proven to be problematic. We've got some. As you know, Wes. I don't know if you know this, but we are on the charts, the Apple charts, podcast charts in Mexico. But we're hanging on by a thread now. We were on there, like, quite healthily on the chart, and now we're hanging on to the last spot on the chart in 200th place in Mexico now. 200th.
What's going on?
Well, apparently they have complained that some of our I think there's some people are finding that some of the things that the robot says is objectifying Mexicans.
Wow.
Yeah,
not
what's
good.
your problem, man?
What's my problem? The problem is that I'm getting people from Mexico complaining that you're objectifying them, that you have a prejudice against Mexicans.
You know I have a soft spot for Mexicans.
Well, I think I know that, but I have to find out if it's a healthy thing or if it's an unhealthy thing. So I need to ask you a couple questions, okay? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this. Now, Robot Dave, if you were to, let's say, start your own chocolate factory and you needed to get a bunch of people from some part of the world to take the place of the Oompa Loompas in your chocolate factory, what country would you get those people from?
You know I have a soft spot for Mexicans.
Well, that's one strike against you, Dave, I have to say.
He does sound a
You
little,
didn't even pause. You didn't even think about it. You just went right for it, didn't you?
does sound manufactured.
Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe a little bit too convenient. But let's try number two. Maybe we can get him. If you had to just eat one cuisine of any country's food in the world, what cuisine would you eat?
You know I have a soft spot for Mexicans.
Well, that's 2 for 2, isn't it? Your porn preference. Do I even have to ask?
You know I have a soft spot for Mexicans.
There you go. Well, I don't think we need any more proof than this. It's we want to just apologize to the entire country of Mexico. This person is, I don't know why you're offended by it. To me, I think he's just blindly a fan of yours, and I don't think you should take any offense to it. He also is a no brain.
It's true.
He's just buttons and a breast pump and an old DVD player.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Anyways, thank you, Robot Dave, and I am your host and two-time President's Club Award Pete Van Dyke. Yeah, that's it.
You
Oh,
guys.
yeah. I think it was good. You want to know why that was good, Kevin? Because it's about romance, and you know what? You got to put my own ego aside for romance.
Wow.
It's about the ladies.
Got to be honest,
this-
I wanted to get right into this.
Into this, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's a heck of a weekend. I have it as a YouTube description for this show. I could have also called it Pete Gets a Facial.
Oh.
But because I did in my quest for romance, I booked this thing called the romance package. Right, we went away for 2 nights at this place up in the Muskokas, and we had to. And I booked the romance package. I said I want the romance because it was my wife's birthday. It's technically my wife's birthday right now when we're recording this show, and she's in the house. Probably getting a break from me, I would imagine. That's probably under the guise of
She had
that.
enough romance.
Maybe enough romance. I don't know. Maybe she's just prepping herself for more romance. I don't know.
Hydrating.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm really excited. I have never made love to a 48-year-old yet. That's still on my to-do list. Okay?
No.
But I didn't have that possibility till today. I shouldn't say her age on air. I think women get mad at that. Maybe I should cut that out.
I would cut that part out.
You think I should cut that out? Her age?
Yeah.
Well, she looks great. I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to. I went and booked the romance package, and it said that it's got as part of it this couple's massage, and I was like, all right. I got a I've been having a massage. I had a massage not too long ago, and I had tons of knots in my back, and the lady was really just really grinding them knots out, and it was good. It wasn't. I didn't feel like I needed to get jerked off at the end of it or nothing. It wasn't anything like that. It was like it really felt like it was doing me good. Anyway, so I was like, I'm excited about the massage, but then I didn't read the rest of it, And then when I went there, then they said, you want to make sure you call the spa directly to book this thing because they book up real easy, right? So then I called, and then they said they're not open, so you got to leave a message. So I left a message, and then I just didn't think of it, and I kind of hoped that they wouldn't get my message, and that I would have to just get my money back for that part of it because I didn't really want to do it, right? I was not putting any more effort forth than that. But then I got a call, and they said, you got to go, in 45 minutes and get your massage.
Ooh.
I'm like, damn it, we got to do it. And then we're sitting there filling out the forms, and they go, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm your facial lady.
Whoa.
And I'm like, God damn it, I'll be doing your facial, she says. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I don't know. I have only looked up, every time I've seen facials, it's been on the porno stuff, and that's not what I want. And I know that's not what it is, but either way, you don't want to go to something that's what it could be. It's got the same name as that.
She was giving you the facial, or you were giving her the
No. She was giving the facials.
Okay. Yeah, that's wrong.
Which is someone's got a joke about that. If someone would splat an egg on your face, you would just
Call my friends.
yeah, thump thump or whatever. Who's that? Who is
I think
that?
it's Patrice.
Is that Patrice too?
Yeah.
It's funny, but anyways, I would take the egging on the face. I would too. That is kind of anyway. So facial time comes, eh? And we're in the. Luckily, my wife gets the facial first, so I'm getting my massage, and my wife's all distracted and stuff. And then it comes time to do my facial. So we switch. So the massage lady goes to give Jane a massage, and then I got to get this facial thing. And the lady goes to me, "Do you have any questions?" Right? And I go, "I don't fucking know what is going to happen." No, I didn't say fucking. I was on my best behavior. I forgot, romance, right? So I go, I have no idea what is going to happen at all. I have no idea what you're going to do to me. So I don't know. And then she says a bunch of words like exfoliate, cleanse, and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, And then she touches my face, right? And that's the most invasive thing a person can do to you is touch your face, eh? Yeah. Didn't they teach us with COVID, don't touch your fucking face?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You don't even want to touch your own face. If a person, my wife will touch my face, and I'm like, would you stop touching my face? No face touching. That is the, so I'm not I will freak out easy, I'll be like, okay, pull the chute, I'm fucking done. I don't like it. But I knew that's not romance. That's not going to make for romance. So I had to like do the Happy Gilmore, where I went to my happy place and just like pictured the midget on the tricycle and whatever.
Yeah.
And it was, I got through it. You know. But she kept touching my face with more shit and then wiping it off and then putting more shit on my face. And I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me, you know? Like, I don't know what the point of all that fucking stuff was.
I was going to ask you, is there any value to the facial when
No.
you're done?
0. 0%. There's nothing good comes of that. That's dumb. I will never do that again. You do my feet or something, I'll give that a try.
Yeah.
You know, the hands I don't get. You know, like people that get their hands done, like that's silly. Feet, I think I could understand because people's feet get all nasty from being on them all day long.
Yeah.
But I can't understand. But like facial, especially as a dude, like who gives a fuck? You know? Like I'm going to get old. I'm going to look like shit, you know?
You didn't want to reverse the process of aging and get rid of your crow's feet and whatever other
I don't really, no.
things you see on those commercials for those creams?
No, my kids say I'm wrinkly, and I'm like, I don't care.
No. Gives a fuck.
Yeah, they say, I go, what's the difference between this picture and the picture of me 20 years ago? I think it look exactly the same. And they go, you're way more wrinkly now. And I'm like, fuck. I said, I think wrinkles will make me look good.
Distinguished.
Yeah, like whatever. I don't care. You get old, and if you got crow's feet because you're happy.
You laughed a little bit.
Yeah, you were smiling and laughing. That's a good thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, if you're going to find an older girl, you'd want one with those crow's feet. You don't want some grumpy bitch.
Yeah, you're going to see one with all the round, fleshy eyes. You never smiled ever.
No, I want the wrinkled.
I don't like that whole plastic surgery look. It doesn't make you look young. It makes you look like just an ageless alien, you know? It's not like a young person. There's no young person that looks like that.
Plus, when they lift their arms, they always still have bingo underarm.
Can they figure out arms?
That part.
Yeah. They can't figure out arms, eh?
Nope.
It's the hardest thing. I was always like, sometimes you can look at a person that did a lot of plastic surgery, like Joan Rivers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Joan Rivers, the same thing, though. She didn't look like a human, but she didn't look like 80.
No.
She was like 80 when she died. You know, she didn't look 80, but she didn't look like human either. So, but it was like she looked pretty good. Better than an 80-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
But her arms looked like shit.
It's just.
Yeah, you couldn't ever fix them.
No.
Yeah.
They need like a crank or something to just crank the skin back.
Yeah, I don't understand how that's the one thing they haven't figured out is either people aren't self-conscious about their arms.
That's easy to cover up.
I guess so. Just wear a long shirt. Wow, that's the thing. I'd like to see old people just wear a lot of clothes. Maybe they should be the ones, you know, wear like a hood or something.
A mask, a goalie mask.
Yeah, goalie mask.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. You get to be of a certain age. You have to recognize that you're unsightly to the general public. It's time you started covering your face.
We'll paint something nice on your mask.
Yeah, like a picture of a handsome young person.
When you were younger. Get one of those wrapped on there.
I'd do it for myself. That would give me more self-confidence. You kind of like get a wrap of yourself when you're younger.
Mm-hmm.
They might be able to figure that out.
New business idea right here.
Yeah, because you know they got those like latex ones that are like it's like, you know, it's like a latex, like the ones that are like an old man, and like you kind of look like Johnny Knoxville in The Bad Grandpa, where you put the whole thing on.
Yeah,
but you get that of yourself when you were younger.
Yeah,
man,
when your skin was more taut.
I should get one of those formed now because I'm going to only get older, as it turns out, and so this is my younger self. So then I get a mold made now. So that like in 10 years I'll put on, or 20 years I put on this mold of me from now, and I'll be not gross.
Yeah, as long as you don't gain weight, you're set.
Yeah. Yeah, or die. That's also one.
You know what though? That could go in your casket with you.
Oh yeah, you can look good.
You say, "Oh, that guy looks great."
Yeah. Hey, it looks like he's still got another 20 years in him. Yeah, well, either way, I don't think it's a great business plan, Kev. I thought it through, and it's not as good. It's not very good.
I thought we were going to make hundreds.
No, it's not true. Hey, by the way, I know this is because this goes out in the future, so I have to think of this. This goes out in the future. So last Thursday, we had 100,000 downloads on Podbean.
Ooh.
That's pretty good.
That
And, I thought that was, you think that would be all of them, but it's not, because there's like the other thing I got that's charting who's downloading our show and listening to our show. Some days that one gets more than the other one. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know where they're all coming from, but it doesn't matter. Still, that's been the one metric we've followed since the very beginning, and we've been ticking up, and now we're finally hit our 100,000 downloads. So thank you to everyone. It was been one of those 100,000 downloads. We couldn't have done it without all of you. So thank you very much.
That's just Podbean too.
That's just on Podbean, which gets it from a number of different places. But so you could be listening on a number of different platforms. They distribute it to those platforms. So, but there's still more that they don't get reporting from, because the other one gets reporting from it somehow, and then there's some overlap. So that's why the stats are shitty. So you can never really get a true feel for how many people are listening, but you can know like trends, And one thing is that we've kept getting more every week, and that's good. So thank you, everyone keeps downloading and helping our show out, and we're going to keep trying our best. Okay, so this is the thing. We get there, you got a facial, got a massage and all that stuff, and I'm doing the main thing about romance is like you have to try to like go against all your natural instincts to do things that would make you comfortable, and you have to do things that would make your wife happy, right? So like nothing whatever you want to do, like don't do it.
Go against that?
Yeah, go against it. Do the opposite of it, and then or just keep watching for cues, of like what she's like seems to be making her happy, and then just keep doing that shit. And then you keep then you just walk on eggshells until until you get laid, eh? That's just it.
So I have a question for you.
Right. Yeah.
So if your instinct was like, God, it's hot in this room and I don't want to cuddle.
Yeah, there's no option for that. This is like one of those things where you're like, I'm jumping on every cuddling grenade and I can't. My arm is asleep. I'm uncomfortable. I'm sweating. I'm like not having a good rest at all. But she's like snoring in the crook of your shoulder or something like that. Let it be. It's romance.
I'm learning.
But there needs to be a follow-up episode to this that happens tomorrow, where I know that like what happens at the end when you've held it together this long. Like, is there going to be a big release where I like just snap and I go back like worse, or is this like maybe I just learned to live this way, like to completely just live this way?
It's like a new leaf you turned over.
Because it's not bad. It's not bad. You give up everything that you really like, but then you do get like a lot of perks. You know what I mean? It's like you do get a lot of perks. Like you're not getting nearly as much shit. There's more nice stuff being done for you, like where you don't even ask for nice things to be done, and then they're done. Like I mean, like just little. You want a cup of coffee? I'll go get you one. Like, oh really?
See the look on his face of just like what's going on here as he's telling it.
Yeah, but what happens is it's like you do nice things, and then they do nice things. It goes both. It kind of goes both ways. Yeah. So you have to, if you give up enough of the things that you like to do, and give up comfort and like, and you just don't complain about the obvious flaws that you see in like the activities that you've decided to participate in.
Right. Yep.
Like you just say you enjoy. Oh, that was nice.
Enjoyed brunch.
Yes, brunch was fabulous. It was like who would have thought mimosas? This is that what they're called?
Yeah, orange juice.
Yeah, mimosas for breakfast. We should do this every morning. Like this sort of thing. Like you can say that shit. It's a shameful thing. It's not something you would want to admit to your friends. But like you're gonna be fucking balls deep in puss, eh?
Wow. There's the perk.
Let's just cut to the chase here. This is there's a payoff at the end of this thing, and sometimes you wonder, am I just creating all my own problems in my life? Maybe if I just put my bullshit aside for a second, maybe I could
You're swimming in puss.
I could be swimming in puss here. Maybe I gotta hit on my wife more. Maybe I gotta actually get some game, put some effort into this stuff, maybe wash once in a while.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a double-edged sword. I think I've talked about this before, but half the time, I'm trying to make myself unattractive on purpose for her so that I don't get...
Yeah, you don't need people, you don't need girls hitting on you.
No, I don't want that.
No.
I'm too naturally handsome. You'll get women that'll hit on you, right? If I was putting out all this hygienic, put together dude or something,
Effort.
If I did Romance Pete in the general public,
Jesus,
God damn it, there'd be pussy just throwing at me.
It'd be like when the Beatles came to America.
Yeah, that's not good for a marriage. I do this only up in Muskoka, or we go away where there's a long enough drive where there's a distance from home.
Yeah,
where no one's going to see me behave like this. And I'll wear all the clothes Jane likes me to wear, do all that stuff.
Yeah, you went for isolation too, right? You can't have even the people from Muskoka.
No, I don't even want them seeing me. I won't tell them where I'm from. I always just kind of pretend I'm some sort of a foreign exchange student or something.
Fake IDs.
American businessman.
American businessman, yeah. Anything. I just don't want them to, because I'm really acting out of character because I don't want people. But man, it worked so well. It was a romance, and I'm thinking maybe I'm just a big old maybe I am just got to give into this stuff. Maybe I'm just what do you call them? A simp?
Yeah, I think they're called simps or chads. I'm not sure which one.
A guy that does what his wife wants.
That's a simp.
That's a simp.
Pussy whipped simp. Yeah.
Yeah, pussy whipped. Hey. Yeah. Thing about being pussy whipped is that it's a hell of a lot better than not, than not getting anything,
At least
right?
you're being whipped by a pussy.
Yeah, being an incel or pussy whipped, I would choose pussy whipped, right?
Right.
Versus an incel, you don't want to be involuntarily celibate,
right.
That'd be the worst. That's and you know what it is with those guys? And it's just bad game.
Incels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They tried terrible moves.
Then they blame the woman.
Yeah, for their terrible moves. Yeah. They don't have any charm,
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Would an incel use a prostitute?
I don't know. Why wouldn't they?
I don't know. I thought maybe incels hated women after a while too, though.
Well, then why wouldn't they just go gay?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, they make a lot of rules for themselves, those guys. That's why they're not getting laid, and they have this vision of what everything should be, and it's not that, Just try not being a fucking weirdo,
dude. Just don't be a creep.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
Hold it together. I don't know. You guys ever have to, do you guys, purposefully, do romantic things for your ladies to try to keep the romance going, after?
I don't think I'm good about that.
No?
No, I don't think I'm good about that.
Were you good about it when you were younger, when you were dating?
For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was a romantic thing you did for your wife before you married her? How did you propose?
Oh, I think she was pregnant. That's how.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
So we should probably get married.
Yeah, that's. Did you anything romantic before that?
No.
Didn't wear a condom doesn't count.
Yeah. Whoopsie doodles. Oh no.
Yeah, maybe this will help you. I don't know. I used to when I was younger. I was like Joe romance. What about you? Because you're freshly married, a couple years in.
Yeah, I'm not a big romantic.
But you did have to have some game of some sort.
I don't know.
Did your wife now? Did she pursue
lucky.
you? Did she pursue you?
No, we were kind of set up.
Oh, it was kind of flung on both of you.
Yeah,
and it just worked out.
Yep.
Okay, and so you don't have to do romance. Does she want you to do more romantic stuff?
I don't know. I think if we try to have some time to ourselves and set that aside.
Yeah.
But
it's hard with young kids, eh?
It is, yeah. We just try to do like a dinner once in a
while,
month or something.
Yeah, go on a date, something.
Yep.
You think you get that much, or like now it's hard to judge because we've had all this weird time, but
we try to like once a month.
Yeah, that's a good. I think you have to be kind of deliberate about it, eh?
Yeah.
Especially when, like now, I notice like if, like your kids seem like they're going to be there forever, but then they're not. All of a sudden, they'll all be gone, and then you'll be stuck with each other. And if you spent like all your time busy with the kids and not like doing once in a while, like doing something for the two of you, you just sit there and look at the end, and you're like, oh fuck, I forgot about you. Yeah. And because you actually have that person longer than your kids.
Yeah.
Like your kids will go and have their own lives, and then you'll be stuck with that other person. So we always did that when we were young married couple. We always made sure we went on an anniversary trip together, and then we tried to do a couple, like maybe like every once in a while, just a little getaway to just kind of like remember, why we got married, And it always does kind of reset things, and it seems like I always buy you more time, just to like have that. Oh yeah, I remember why I like you, like I remember why we work together and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that really is nice. And then I would do, and as much as I joke around about being like about it being not my thing, it's true though. It is not my thing. Like all of it is not my thing. Like my ideal trip would not be any of the things I did, but I do appreciate how much she enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I do like when you get to like and then it makes you younger, right? Because you remember when you were younger and you kind of like when you fell in love, and then you see that kind of same thing in the older version of yourself. It's nice to remember.
It's crazy too, because sometimes it's just such simple joy.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
well, it always seems to be that way, doesn't it? Like about the simplest of things.
Yeah.
And we talk about that, like the same thing that when you start to date a person, it's like cute, and you kind of like you think that interesting thing about them. You've never seen any girl like chew her food like that or something, and then cut to 12, 15 years later, and you're like, why do you chew your food like that? No one chews their food like that,
Or you see like a new couple holding hands walking down the street, you're like, gross. Why are they holding hands? What's wrong with those two?
Yeah. It's like there is a time when you hear about people that have separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
And they're happily married.
Yeah.
And you're like, I fucking get that.
They just want a good night's sleep.
Yeah, they just want to go to sleep. I get that.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think I would. I don't know. I've never done it. That's the thing.
I've never done it either, but I understand why some couples would do it. Like if you run hot and she's always, shocker, females are always cold.
Yeah.
I can see why some people do it.
Well, I got to tell you this. My wife did something to me, and I don't know how she did it, but I never snore, but I do fart in my sleep, like ridiculous.
Yeah, me too.
And so like it used to be like when I was in university, for example, my roommate fucking hated me because I would just fart in my sleep all the time. Like I just stink the whole place up constantly. And that's what I did. And then I got married to Jane, and then somehow within a year's time, she got me to stop farting in my sleep. And I don't know how she did it. She just like somehow fucked with my brain till I was too scared to fart in bed with her.
Oh.
And now I just do it as a defense mechanism, as if we're like fighting. I'll roll over and fart. That's like I don't know if an animal does that, but I saw today for real a porcupine.
Where?
At this place.
Wow.
In Muskoka. I went out for a walk in the morning, and I was looking up at this rock face, and all of a sudden I see something moving in the rocks, and it's a goddamn porcupine.
Just doing what he wants.
Yeah, it's just meandering through there slow and doesn't give a fuck, because apparently they're not afraid of nothing, because they got those quills or whatever. Yeah. But it was big. Have you seen a porcupine?
Not like other than that, a zoo, no.
And I don't even think the word sounds like a real thing. A porcupine. It sounds like a made up thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, porcupines. They are wild. I was sitting there hoping I'd see a moose or a bear, something, and then out of nowhere you see a porcupine. It's the last thing you expect.
It might have been better.
Yeah, I think it is because you don't. It's just like a surprise. I've seen 3 things in the forest that have totally befuddled me. Just made me question if I'm seeing things in the forest. 2 right behind my house, in the forest behind my house. Oh, the one was I thought a kangaroo in my forest, fucking kangaroo, and I'm like, it wasn't a kangaroo, it was a jackrabbit, but the thing was huge. Have you ever seen a big jackrabbit?
Nope.
They're big. They're like a goddamn,
Like
they're big.
that.
It was I don't know, it was big. It was like that. I would say like that, like a dog.
Was he jacked?
Like a big
too?
dog.
Like,
it was fucking big. I don't even know what. And the second thing I saw was, I thought, an ostrich. But it wasn't an ostrich. It was a wild turkey.
wild.
And it was a tom. And it was running through the forest. But it was when it was running, it looked like an ostrich running.
Right.
It was comical looking. And then it flew. It fucking flew. It was a massive thing, too, again. They all looked ridiculously fake. And then even this porcupine, you see it, it doesn't look real. Like, what kind of a creature is that?
Yeah.
Huge quills. It was all curled over, but you could see if it even with it curled down, it was still big.
I like to see 2 fight.
Oh yeah,
Porcupine fight.
do they shoot them at you, or do they swing them and hit you, and then they get stuck?
I don't think they can shoot them.
They can't shoot them.
I don't think so.
No.
I think if you attack it, that's when you get them.
Oh yeah.
But they come out easy on them, right?
Yeah. They come out easy with contact. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty cool animals, though. Anyways, that was the coolest thing I saw. A goddamn porcupine.
Porcupine and a skunk should have sex.
Oh,
It's like the ultimate defense.
That's another thing. I went and did a comedy show in Niagara Falls. I walk out of the show. I'm saying goodbye to the comics, and I take one step, scare a skunk out of downtown Niagara Falls. On the street, there's a skunk.
A spray?
No, I crossed the road. It didn't spray me.
Oh.
It just trotted away.
Yeah.
And then
If they're looking for food, they don't give a fuck about you.
yeah,
I think it's only when you startle them that they get you. I don't know for sure.
or corner them or something.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it, I got the fuck out of there. I was, holy crap, and I was just pointing as I'm running away.
Stinky kitty.
Yeah, they are not good. By the way, Pepe Le Pew, he was trying to fuck that cat all the time, right?
Yeah.
But he thought it was a skunk.
Because the cat always walked under white paint.
Yeah.
Got the white stripe.
Yeah, and the cat only didn't want to have sex with a skunk because it was a cat. It knew it was a cat, and it knew that was a skunk.
Right.
If it was a skunk, that skunk would probably be really slutty for Pepe Le Pew, right? Because animals are pretty slutty, and most animals are pretty rapey, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Humans are the least rapey of all the animals, really.
Yeah.
You ever seen a duck fuck?
Oh my God, we had ducks in our pool.
You had ducks in your pool?
We had a girl and 2 boys, and she got out of the pool, and those 2 boys just crushed her. One crushed her, and she got up and walked away, and the second one crushed her, and then the 2 males fucked off, and she hung around for a bit, and it was not a good scene.
It's brutal to watch.
Violent.
Yeah, it's a violent act. Yeah. It's not a act of romance whatsoever.
There's nothing romantic about what happened to that.
No, I've never seen a duck eat another duck's pussy.
I have not. You know what? That didn't happen when I was watching either. Would have been better.
No. I don't know. Is there any other animal that performs oral sex?
I would think monkeys do, but I don't know.
You imagine monkeys giving each other oral sex?
Well, I said I would think, but now I'm thinking about it.
Is it apes or monkeys? Is it more do they have a tail?
A big silverback gorilla.
A gorilla getting a blowjob. I know they masturbate, but I don't know. I've never seen anyone fillet another animal fillet another animal. Have you ever?
No.
Well, this would be a good segue into us. If you have ever seen an animal give oral sex to another animal, please give us some feedback. And that reminds us, we have a segment that we call Feedback. We got feedback.
We got feedback. It's feedback. It's motherfucking feedback.
Welcome, everyone, to Feedback. We got feedback. This week's episode is brought to you by our friends at Amazon. If you'd like to go to our website, click on the banner, do your shopping. The website's livefromthedutchhall.com, and then you do your shopping after you click the banner, and then we get the money. I think we made $16 towards our next check.
Nice.
So just keep it coming. Keep it coming.
The cheddar.
Yeah, and then who else? Patreon. Patreon, you know what? We just got the hot tub video up there. It's up there now. We have confirmation from our queen, Jen Husko, that she went to Patreon /Dutch Hall, patreon.com/Dutch Hall, and you know, she supports our show. She's our one and only Patreon supporter, and we gave her access to the hot tub video that Dave does not want us to show to anyone, and she enjoyed it. She's gave us a piece of feedback. And it says, she says, that video put mayonnaise on my fries.
Whoa.
Is what she said. And then I said, yeah, can you believe that you're the only person that's supporting us? Like, no one else is even going to give us, like, $5 a month or anything like that. She's giving us 10. I'm just telling that's how generous she is. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you what I'm going to do with this $10. I'm going to spend every last dime of it on our queen. Making sure she's happy. Nice. And she gave us this message, and she says, hey, Pete, thanks again so much for sending that video. It's gold, and it makes me laugh so much. I just listened to your last episode with David Green. Not bad for a bunch of comedy talk, but it was hard to listen because something I think was wrong with your mic. It sounded like you were too close, and there was feedback or something. Just something to check out. Thanks, Jen. I do appreciate that. Jen, you were not the only person that mentioned that there was a sound issue there, so we're going to look into that, see if we can fix it, and definitely, hopefully we're not doing it right now with this one, Mike, but I'll do my best. We need you to tell us so that we can keep getting better, and thank you to everyone that does that for us. And if you'd like to, again, support our Patreon, go to patreon.com/Dutch Hall, and there's all the tiers there and ways you can support our show.
Let's do it.
And I don't want to do the Better Help ad. I'm not going to do it today. And so that's it for feedback. We got feedback. So the other thing I want to talk about with regard to romance is snuggling. And you mentioned a little bit of snuggling. Is snuggling an even trade for sex? Do you think that do you think, because obviously women enjoy snuggling more than men, mm-hmm. right? As a rule.
Yeah.
And all of us can agree, at least in this room, I think by your reactions, that your ladies enjoy snuggling more than you do.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
Right.
How about you, Wes?
I got a nod. It was a simple nod.
No, typically, like, every night we'll sit on the couch and she curls up and I watch TV and she goes to sleep. So, and you derive pleasure from that or not? It's okay. It's relaxing, I guess.
But it's not something that you're like seeking out, like the snuggle. Like you're like, oh, come here, like get right in there, or are you?
No, it's just that's what we do.
Yeah, it's nice
every night. So
it's nice, right? It's nice, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Sometimes you get uncomfortable though, right?
Yeah, and then I feel bad that I got to wake her up to move and get comfortable.
Yeah, and that part's fun, not for you. It's only fun for her. And there's certain times, like maybe say you just finished having sex, you've ejaculated, right? It's already get so blue, but it's late in the show, no one's listening. You're sleepy.
Yeah.
But now maybe she wants to snuggle because, I don't know, maybe she didn't finish because you're not a good lover. and then so now she wants to snuggle, right? But you want to go sleep because you're dead tired from blowing huge wads,
Yeah.
right?
It's sleep time.
It's sleep time. So, like, now that snuggling is a chore for you, correct? It's a chore.
Yeah. After that, there's no snuggle.
No snuggle,
It's time
right?
for bed.
Okay. Now, sometimes my wife will say, it's not all about sex. How come it's always got to be always about sex with you? You know, she's like, maybe just once in a while, it's just about snuggles, just some nice time together, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll do that. How many times do I have to do that before I get my dirty sex? You know? And then she's like, well, there's no rest, there's no formula. You just do it. I'm like, but I'm doing your thing and you're not doing my thing, you know? How come I'm like, you give me sex and I'll give you snuggles, you know? Can't that be an even trade? That's my point. Do you think sex for snuggles is an even trade?
They're smart too because they go for the snuggle first, right?
You have to give them the snuggles before you get the sex, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the right thing to do.
No, but they know if they gave you the sex, they wouldn't get the snuggle.
Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't give it.
Because it's time for sleep.
I'm not to be trusted. There'd be no snuggles at all.
They're crafty.
They're crafty. They know the game. They know it better than we do, and we're just forced to play their game. You call me a simp. You call me whatever.
I just do it.
But I attached my wagon to this one lady to get my stuff from.
Right.
And I'm going to need to do what she wants in order to get it, like at some point in time. Plus, I'm living with her for the rest of my life, so I better be nice to her.
That's
you know?
true.
It's a lot easier. That's the point.
Doesn't make you a simp. Makes you logical.
Yeah, it's logical.
Yep.
And also, all the people, like, when I say, like, I'm married to my high school sweetheart, you know, and monogamous and stuff like that, people will, like, feel sorry for me. Like, they're like, aw. Like,
Aw.
it's like, I've found a girl that I really like, and I've not, like, had a reason to leave her,
Yeah.
you know? And I've had sex more than any of you guys, if you add it up, because it's steady stream
Yeah.
for decades of one person at my disposal. You guys have to go out and find a new person all the time. I don't care how much of a stud you are. You're not going to keep up with my numbers. You can never do it. I made the better move, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a lot of work doing it the other way.
The biggest player in the world can't compete with a steady family man's numbers, you know? If he's playing it right.
Yep.
God damn it. Even once a week, it would be tough to do in a single man's world, wouldn't it? You got to be like Magic Johnson or some goddamn thing, or Wilt Chamberlain and get better numbers than that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you're doing pretty good. But I don't know, Tinder now. You might be able to rock some numbers with a good picture.
I think
Yeah.
your numbers would fade eventually.
On Tinder?
Yeah,
You get a reputation for being a dog even on Tinder?
I got a guy at work that slays puss on Tinder quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to be able to keep it up.
Oh, yeah. Catches up to you how, though?
I would think so. Well, eventually your bubble is going to, like,
Ah.
unless your area continues to expand, you're
You tap it out. You tap out
Yeah.
the hoe. You kind of went through all the dirties that are interested in you, and now now you're out. You have to move. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, I'm like of that age where you look back at Tinder and you look at Tinder. I mean, not look back at it, but you look at it and you're like, it wasn't there for us, and so it looks like it's this magic thing that it's just you can get laid any chance you want and stuff like that. It does look pretty awesome. I wish, in a way, I wish I would have had a chance to give it a shot. Okay, just once, just swipe, see who swipes on me.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to do, right? But you know, everyone in town would know your business, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because they would, because you don't. Other people see you,
Yeah, word might get around.
right? Yeah. One time we made a fake profile on Tinder for Yves Van Dyke, and we put a picture of my Uncle Blaine's crotch on it and stuff, like from the album cover of Sunrise and stuff, and then we put a profile out there, and we got one girl that said something back to us. She said send a dick pic or something, and we sent her some joke picture back. of a baby with a huge dick. We said it was an old picture and stuff. Anyways, that was all the reaction. It was just something we did, bunch of guys hanging out. But my cousin set it up, and it was on his like Facebook. It was somehow attached to his Facebook profile or something. So then he's like engaged to be married at the time, you know, and his fiance's friends see his picture, but it says like the Eve Van Dyke, but it's like my cousin's picture, and he's engaged. He's on, and she goes, "Do you know your fiance's on Tinder?" And she's like, "No." He didn't know either. Yeah, he was like really surprised by it. But even when they took down the picture of the crotch and put up his picture, he got less hits. He didn't get any more. So that's a good sign. Anyway, but that's what kind of scares me, even when you fuck around with it. Because I think at one time I had a friend, and I really would love to tell you who this friend is, but I had a friend who started a fake Tinder, and he just did it. No, he did it on his own profile. His name, everything, and he just did it so he could swipe left on girls. Oh. He just, like, which means no, right? He doesn't care. He always just says no to him or whatever, swipes no to him because he just wants to look at him. He just liked to to know what the options were. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't want to ever pick one, but he just wanted to see what he could say yes or no to. Like, just because you just say no, but in your head you're saying yes and no, you know? Anyways, I thought of that. And I thought at first that's kind of a weird thing to do. And I thought, you know, that would be fun. That would be fun. Just judging. It's just like judging girls all day long, just judging them. Nope, yep, nope, yep. You know, I would like to do that. It would be a fun game for me to play.
Do they find out is there any way they can know how many people said no?
I don't think so. I don't think you tell them. You only say when there's a match.
Oh, okay.
So, like, no one knows the no's. They only know when 2 yeses hit.
Because that could be fun, too.
Yeah,
why am I getting all these no's? But I mean, that's cruel as well.
Yeah, it'd be nice to. It would be like it would mess with people too hard to know who's saying no to you. Yeah. But if they did do that, it would be fun to put up a really like nasty, ugly picture, and then say no to all these hot chicks.
Yeah,
that would be just fun to do.
Just wondering what's he got going on.
Yeah, and that's just a mean thing that's in my head that I want to do. There's no benefit to me.
It's like if you see a picture of 3 girls on Facebook and you say you two look great.
Oh, that is genius.
It's cruel, right?
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh, I would love to do that.
Yeah, and just make them wonder.
Oh, that is so funny, man. Did you hear that somewhere?
I think I heard somebody say that. That can't be my own idea.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. I would use it if it was original.
Yeah,
because that's so funny. They are that would mess with women so badly. Mm-hmm. I want to try it.
Just do it.
Yeah, who can we do that to? I don't have any friends though. This is not going to help.
I think it's hilarious though.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, yeah. All I know from you fellas is that when you decide to do it, when you decide to dig in deep and just go for full on fucking romance,
good things happen.
Yeah, you got. All I'm saying is, you drink a lot of fluids. You want to eat a lot because I was so hungry after like day 1 when I was 1 full day into romance. I had a hunger. It was insatiable. Like I was eating all the leftovers off Jane's plate. I couldn't get enough food.
Like when you were a teen.
Yeah, I was so hungry. I was so tired. I was just so tired. Everything about it was just tiring, you know. I had a great time. I'm not knocking our weekend at all. And I told Jane when you listen to this one, I'm going to like kind of be like tough on the weekend, but I had a great time. Yeah. So, the truth is, I had a great time. It's good to go away with your wife for real. I think everyone should kind of do it. Like take your significant other out and make sure you value what you do, and it'll last a lot longer if you care for it. It's like taking care of a good pair of shoes or something, and it'll last longer if you take care of it. So if you can, go away. And there's super huge bonuses when you do these things where you just do it for other people and don't think of your own stuff. And most of it involves sex. Nice. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's what I'm talking about, everyone. Do it.
All right.
And then eat fruit and drink fluids. And if you have dick pills, send them to 53 Woodland Drive. Please. This is not the first episode I've asked for. I still haven't got any dick pills, but send them in the mail. We'll get them, okay? All right, that's it. We've done what we came to do. We've requested dick pills, and we've told people how to romance their loved ones at home. Now it's time for me to actually just follow through and celebrate the rest of my life, the rest of my wife's birthday.
Attaboy.
And by doing my last, I'm going to give up my last of the energy that I have left before I collapse. And thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Tell a friend if you'd like to listen next week. We'll still be here. Until next week, we will see you, NT. See you next Thursday. Hit it. Ah!